when I first started, my first winner was my first product was what your competitor does. If you think that videos do better, then you could go ahead and do videos. Yeah, you don't just copy your competitors. Just try to improve onto whatever you think that they're lacking on. So yeah, subscribe for Prime, but is it the real place to ask questions? Um, yeah, I think so. Like you could ask me and Andrew questions in Prime chat whenever you want. There's also other chats, Facebook circumvention, product advice, ad strategy, and each of those chats are for different stuff. What are the biggest mistakes in drop shipping you both made so we can learn too? So I'd say like the biggest mistake was just sticking on just one product. So I think when I first started, my first winner was my first product was my first winner, and I was stuck on that product for like maybe like a year before I started testing like other products. And after I just started like testing other products, I found like a lot more winners. But yeah, that's what we mean by like don't get attached to a product or like a store. Once you find a store working, it's almost gonna be on autopilot, so you don't have to do much every single day. You just kind of have to do product research again every day. But yeah, back then it was a lot harder because there was no shop hunter.
No Facebook ads library.
No, I think as I was around, but no one was talking about the strategy, like the percent off and stuff. Yeah, it wasn't really revealed like that. But yeah, now it's a lot easier to find products.
Let's see.
How do y'all not have insiders that unban you right away when you're at your level? Um, so we don't. I don't like spending like thousands of dollars to get like a ban. I personally don't think it's worth it unless the BM is like super aged. But even that, I just don't like giving anyone access to my business manager. Like, yeah. Do you have an answer for that, Andrew?
Um, nah, it's just because my guy doesn't do unbans, and the ones that do charge like crazy amounts, I'd rather just buy a new BM. But yeah, like the only thing that my insider does is like BM buys, and that's the one that I think is worth it compared to other ones. Just because like it's only $500 to like know exactly how much someone is spending, like 10K per day, 20K per day. That's like the only service that I would recommend for insiders.
Yeah.
Oh, and the thing is with the unbans, right? Like it's not a guarantee. So they unban you, and then you might get banned in the next 24 hours. So
Oh yeah.
all right, so I think that's about it. We'll go ahead and start like a little bit of discussion of how this works and everything like that. I know there are people in here that already know all of this, but just stick through. There's also people that don't know anything related to setting up a good structure for Facebook. So I kind of have like a little chart right here. And let's begin from just business manager. So you can see right here, business manager is your BM. So whenever we relate something to BM, it just means your business manager. This is the thing that is able to make you run ads. And this is the thing that right now, currently in Facebook, is getting banned the most. So everything that I will point out is its own asset. So right here, a business manager is an asset. An ad account is also an asset. A page is also an asset. A profile is also an asset. And yeah, that's about it. So all these things are called assets. One main thing that you should know is that none of these assets link to each other. So just because an ad account gets banned, it does not mean that your profile will get banned. Just because your page gets banned does not mean your business manager will get banned. Nothing here links together. So just make sure you know that, because people think that Facebook links everything together. So they think if your profile gets banned, you shouldn't. You should leave your BM, or they think that your BM gets banned, you should leave your BM for your profiles, stuff like that. So none of these assets really connect or link in some sort of way. And we know this because we've spent millions of dollars on Facebook ads, and we kind of know the system already. And from personal experience, we just know that if your BM gets banned, it doesn't mean your profile is not good. But yeah, let me go ahead and start off with your profiles. So if you don't already know what that is, a profile is basically a Facebook account. So it's your Facebook account, like you can scroll through your feed, talk to your friends, like posts, watch videos. That is a Facebook profile. Now, I like to have 4 profiles, one that runs ads, a second one that runs ads just in case, and then I have a third profile and fourth profile. Their only jobs is only for invite link backup. So what that means is that these profiles right here, it's profile 3 and number 4, they are only there just because if number 1 gets banned or number 2 gets banned, I can go ahead and add a profile number 5 or number 6, and like that's their only job. Because usually, from what I've seen, if you don't run ads with these profiles are not going to get banned. Profiles that get banned are the only ones that run ads. So you can see right here, profile 2 and profile 1, they have a more highly chance of getting banned than profile 3 and profile number 4. Now, with each profile, you have to have anti-detect browser. So something that I use is something called multi-login. So I'm going to show you right now. This is called an anti-detect browser. Now, multi-login is actually really, really pricey. So I'm going to go ahead and check your pricing out. It is $1,000 per year, but I think monthly is like $100 a month. I don't even know where it is. Okay, right here. So $100 a month. That's the plan that I use. So same as Kevin, but there are a lot of anti-detect browsers out there, and the ones we recommend you guys, even though we don't use it, I just want to make it very clear that we personally don't use it, but it is cheaper, and their pricing is only $24 a month. And we see other people using it in the e-commerce space, like friends of ours, and stuff like that. But if you really want to do a one-to-one and copy our exact strategy, then use multi-login, even though it is more expensive. But they primarily do the same thing. So this is basically something that stops Facebook from detecting that you are logging in from the same computer and the same IP. It's literally what it says it is. It's called running multiple Facebook accounts, Google accounts, and minimizing your ban risk. So definitely have one of these ready. The second thing is you want a proxy. So we use something called My Private Proxy. I can't type right now, but we use something called My Private Proxy. And what happens is that we use this service right here because this service basically hides your IP. Now, people go like, "Oh, why can't I just use a VPN?" Trust me, me and Kevin have tried. Other people have tried as well. VPNs just don't use the same technologies as proxy does, and with these anti-detect browsers. So just go ahead and just use the anti-detect browser and a proxy. So we usually choose, I believe, either private proxies or dedicated proxies. But yeah, they're only $2.49 per month, and when you buy them, you can literally just choose Facebook as your use case. So you see right here, Facebook, and you can choose your location. So the location, you want to go ahead and choose your location as whatever your credit card is. So if you live in Canada, you want to choose Canada. If you live in the United States, obviously you want to choose the United States, stuff like that. It doesn't really matter where your profile is from. Even if your profile is from the United States, but you live in Canada, and your credit card is from Canada, like your billing zip code, you want to choose Canada or Australia, wherever you're from. So that's how you set up the profile. You have a Go login, you set up the proxy. Step-by-step tutorials are basically in the WAP courses. So if you want like a step-by-step on how I set it up and how I put in the proxy and all that stuff and how I log in the profile, it's there. But this training is just giving an overview without doing step-by-steps. So once you have these two available, you want to go ahead and log in your profile. But before you log in your profile, you want to spend 10 minutes, 10 different websites, just literally scrolling, pressing different things. I like to do CNN.com, Yahoo.com, Reddit.com, go on Google.com, Facebook.com. Not Facebook. Don't do Facebook during the warm-up process. Just do anything besides Facebook. And after 10 minutes and 10 minutes of scrolling, that's when you log in your profiles. And that one we do every single time. So that one is not a fake warm-up. We actually do that every single time because when you log in these profiles, Facebook actually checks your history, your cookies, and everything like that. So they wanna basically make sure that you are a legit person and not just a random bot trying to log in a Facebook account. So that is the step for this right here. Once you have that set up, your profile, you can go ahead and access a business manager. Now, whether or not you have a business manager by yourself, which you can literally create one. If you go to business manager, create Facebook, you can literally just create a business manager from here by clicking start now or get started, or you can buy one from our supplier. Her Discord is right here, cubisno5310, and you guys are all Prime members, so you guys get 10% off. Whether or not you buy one or create one is the same exact thing, except that for the supplier, they're going to give you an invite link that you join, and you would join the business manager. So once you join the business manager, actually, let me go back. So the reason why you have these 4 profiles, think of it as each profile is like a door, and this is like the house, right? If you have, let's say, one profile and it's a door, you can access to go into your house. But if this door gets locked, you still have 3 more doors that you can go in from. So just think about it like that. That's the reason why we have 4 profiles. Well, for me personally, if you want to run ads, you theoretically the minimum you would do is 2 profiles. So 1 for running ads and 1 for backup links. But even the safest thing you should probably do is probably 1 for running ads and 2 invite link backups. Because if this profile number 1 gets banned, you still have these 2 profiles to invite other people into your business manager or your house. If you have no doors to your house, then that's too bad. But yeah, this is the BM, and inside the BM you have different ad accounts. So ad accounts, all they do is that when you run ads, your store should be different per ad account. So if you want to go ahead and like put this into like analogy terms, let's just say you were running something called like Andrew's Cookies, right? And you're running, you have a cookie store in real life that you have, let's just say in New York. You're gonna run your New York cookie store in ad account number 1, and let's just say you have another cookie store location in Australia. So you would run that cookie store location in ad account number 2. The reason why is because each ad account has different optimizations. So this ad account is going to optimize differently from this ad account because obviously the audiences in Australia and obviously the audiences in the US are different. There's different people, different cultures, different things. But in our case, let me just delete this. That's the reason why Facebook gives you different ad accounts, because different ad accounts separates your different businesses, right? So ad account number 1, you could be running a dog store. And ad account number 2, you could be running a beauty store. And you could have ad account number 3, 4, and 5. They could be inactive, but they're just backups in case number 1 gets banned, number 2 gets banned, and you have 3 more ad accounts. So the first thing I like to do when I join a BM is literally just create the maximum amount of ad accounts you can create. So if the BM allows you to create 5, create 5. If the BM allows you to create 3, create 3. Because usually what happens is that if one ad account gets banned, Facebook will no longer allow you to create more ad accounts. So let's just say you only had ad account number 1 when you joined the BM, and you did not create ad account 1, 2, 3. If you did not create ad account 2, 3, 4, 5. If ad account number 1 gets banned, you can no longer even create ad account 2, 3, 4, 5, and you literally just wasted a BM. Where in the beginning, you could have just made 5 ad accounts. If ad account number 1 gets banned, you still have ad account 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, in each ad account, you also have a page. It doesn't mean that these pages belong to the ad account. Pages actually belong to profiles. So if I want to go ahead and draw a line right here. So pages actually belong to profiles right here. But what happens is that the pages can be used on different ad accounts. So they don't belong to different ad accounts. They can be used on different ad accounts. So let's just say ad account number 2, you can run ads for page hair blends. But after you're done running the ad for hair blends, and if the product doesn't work, you can always repurpose the ad account. And let's just say you want to run something like very general called like Lasso, and literally Lasso could sell any kind of product. So it doesn't really matter what you sell on there. You can sell, I don't know, like a dog leash. You can sell a hair curler. You can sell a dress. It doesn't matter because it's such a broad name like Lasso. It's just like a brand name. So you can run something like that as well. And look, you can also run the same page on ad account number 1 too. So pages are also interchangeable. You can either run different ad accounts on it or anything like that. But you can see right here, ad account number 1, dog store. You can also have a page called Happy Paws that only runs dog products. But yeah, if you're completely new to this might seem like a lot. This is going to be recorded, so you can obviously look back and see exactly what I meant. And obviously, when you execute on your own and like run ads on your own, you're going to see the different structures and different things you can do. But that's basically the Facebook overview of how your structure should be and how it's ran. Now, one more thing: you don't always have to have only one business manager. So right here, even though that this business manager has 4 doors, these doors can access other business managers. So literally, profile number 1 could have another business manager, or maybe even 3 more right here, and profile number 2 can have access to that one as well. So this is just like a simple setup with one business manager, but you can literally run 2, 3, 4, 5 different managers. Some of my ad accounts or some of my profiles has 10 plus BMs in there. So yeah, just make sure that you're not only limited to have one business manager, but obviously business managers are expensive, and number two, they are hard to keep running nowadays. But yeah, so that's the overview. I just want to scroll down a little bit more because I have like a T chart right here. I want to go ahead and talk about some myths and our experience / truth of the matter. So number one, the myth is so far is like people recommend you have to go slow. So they're like, oh yeah, when you get a new business manager, you have to create the page the first day. The second day, then you can create a page post. Number two, then you can go ahead and start running PPE ads. Now, like from our experience, once I get access of the BM, I literally launched the ads that day. So like I literally have the page created already, or I have a page from the profile that I used before, and I just literally launched ads that day. So I have over here. From our experience, you can go fast, but going slow doesn't hurt, except that going too slow might like literally prevent you from scaling that product. If you spend 3-4 days, trying to launch your ads and launching your BM and stuff like that, your competitor is probably already scaling it at that point. And number two, you're just taking it too slow. So it might actually hurt you when it comes to performance based, but it doesn't hurt you when it comes to like the health of your ad accounts or your BMs. The next myth is you can't launch conversion on day one. You have to launch PPE. So for the new people that don't know what PPE is, it's basically engagement ads or pay per engagement or something like that. So the truth is you can launch conversions on the first day. Me and Kevin personally always launch conversions on the very first day, and we have not seen any differences between getting banned on launching the first day or not. But doing PPE doesn't hurt. So if you want to launch engagement ads on the first day, you can. But I highly suggest you doing the second day running conversion ads, and you can always keep your engagement ads running, but it doesn't hurt if you run the first day. But like I said, me and Kevin always run conversions on the first day, just because we personally haven't seen any differences when it comes to running engagement ads versus conversion ads. The third myth I have is that you should wait before joining an asset. So I don't know where this myth came from, but sometimes people buy BMs and they're like, oh, I'll just wait till tomorrow to join it. I don't know why you're doing that. It actually doesn't even make sense. Just join immediately. I kind of don't have anything to say about this besides just join it immediately. It doesn't matter when you join it. The next myth I see is that banned credit cards affect the health of an ad account. This is not true. So when it comes to like the safest way possible, yes, you want to use a different card, but if you don't have the option to, you don't have to. So the thing is, me and Kevin, we already have like 99 employee cards. I also have virtual credit cards. So for us, it's just a matter of spending 30 seconds to find a credit card or 30 seconds to create a virtual credit card. So, we'll just do it because it's 30 seconds. It doesn't really matter. But from our experience, when we didn't have these credit cards, Kevin would use the same credit card for like 3 different ad accounts, and 2 of them will be banned, and the one ad account that would run will still run for a very long time. So in our experience, banned credit cards don't affect anything when it comes to the health of an ad account. But if you want to be the safest way possible, you should always just use a different credit card. But if you can't, then that shouldn't even be a thing you should be worrying about if you can't, because obviously you can't get a new credit card. So next myth is banned domains affect the health of an ad account / page. So banned domains actually doesn't do anything in my opinion. So let's just say you have a domain that is running on a BM and the BM gets banned. A lot of people actually just remove the domain off that BM. There's a little hack for that. But a lot of people just do that and run it on a different BM, which is what me and Kevin do. And we don't see our BMs hindered in any way or anything like that. So it doesn't really make sense for that to happen, because let's just say you're running a store called happypaws.com and you get banned and your domain expires in 1 year, and then a new business decides to use happypaws.com. Why is Facebook going to go ahead and disable their ad account because they have the same name as somebody that did bad things in the past? It doesn't really make sense. So in our opinion, domains doesn't really matter. The next myth is that I got banned because of my products, my page, my ad. something to do with like just like how I'm running ads. Maybe I put like the wrong text in my ad video, stuff like that. That is not true. Every like most of the bands we've seen so far, dude. Me and Kevin could be selling the most like genuine product ever. Something for like literally like so cats can like play or something like that, like a cat toy, and you'll get banned. Like there is nothing on the Facebook terms and policies or their policy system that said that you can't advertise cat toys and you will still get banned. So in our experience, and every like a lot of people's experience so far, the bans are literally just random. Like it's Facebook literally just random doing ban account, ban waves. They're just picking and choosing which accounts to ban. Every ban so far, I'm telling you right now, is literally by AI. It's not an actual person banning your ad account, especially if you're just spending ads in the beginning. Because think about how many ad accounts they have. Think about how many business managers they have. Think about how many advertisers they have. And they don't have that many employees to sit there to look at business managers and ad accounts all day clicking ban, unban, ban, unban. And even the review system is 50-50 just because, half the time you request a review, it gets unbanned. The other time it gets banned. So that's also AI as well. So everything is based off of AI and Facebook ban waves. But from what I've seen, if your profile/BM has been running for a really long time and has a lot of spend on it, those are very unlikely to get banned more than newer accounts and newer BMs, just because you have more trust with Facebook and everything like that. And what I learned from Facebook is that in the admin dashboard, because I have an insider, you can literally see what I would say like what's your trust level for your ad account. So not to expose too much, but let's just say there's a trust level low, medium, and high. If you are on a high trust level, that means like you don't get affected by random ban waves. You don't get affected by AI banning you. It has to be like a real person to ban you. That's if you're doing something bad. That's like a BM that's been spending millions of dollars or even like 100K, or BMs that have been around since I would say like 2018, 2019, or even earlier than that. There's also medium and low, and obviously most of you guys are obviously on the low ones, and those are the ones that are susceptible to all these random bans and everything like that. So it really comes down to like how many BMs that you have and which ones are going to make it past that low level. Because once you're in the medium to high range, you are very rarely going to experience bans. I'm not saying that you can't get banned when you're in medium and high trust level, but it's very rare for that to happen. But if you're in a low range, most bans are going to be random. Do not start changing your product page. Do not start changing your ad video. Do not start changing anything of the sorts, because it is not that. I promise you, it's not that. Like people go like, oh, what about before and after images? I've used them before, I believe, and nothing really happens. So yeah. The last myth I have right here is that profiles should leave the restricted BMs. In my opinion, it doesn't matter, and you probably shouldn't even leave them, because, like I said, I have a profile with like 20 BMs, and I believe half of them are banned, and it doesn't affect the last remaining BMs. Like I said in the very beginning of this training, each asset doesn't connect to each other at all. So just remember that. But you should actually save them, because every once in a while, there are certain hacks that happen. So before we launched this Discord, there was a hack that me and Kevin did that can literally bring back like banned BMs and banned profiles. Like it was literally like the easiest hack ever. We got back a lot of our BMs and profiles from that hack. And there's always going to be new hacks in the future. There was one that we released for free on Prime, and that one basically brought back your profile if you failed an ID confirmation. So you should always have those in the background, because there's always going to be new hacks in the future. Either a Facebook employee puts them in themselves, or someone figures out a loophole. It's not a bad thing to have bad BMs or bad stuff connected to your account. But that's basically all I wanted to talk about today because of the recent ban wave. A lot of people had a lot of questions. A lot of people are freaking out. But in my personal opinion, Kevin's personal opinion, these ban waves don't happen all the time. So I showed a screenshot back then where it was BMs, ad accounts, profiles, pages. Everything was good for 3 months straight. But there's also maybe 2 or 3 months straight where they just have ban waves after ban waves. So it's just literally up to Facebook at that point, and whoever perseveres it is going to do well on Facebook. Because think about it, if half the people quit because of Facebook ad account bans and BM bans and profile bans, you have a lot less competition and you're able to obviously scale products that other people can't. There are a lot of people right now. I can guarantee you in Prime Chat that probably have 2 or 3 winning products that if they just had the right BM, the right ad account, the right setup available, they would be able to scale to 10K days plus. But they don't, and someone like me and Kevin and other high-level dropshippers do, and we will be able to scale that product, and they can't, whether or not they want to buy a new BM or whatever. So, yeah, that's basically what I have for you guys today. I believe Kevin's been answering the questions on the chat, but we have a few minutes to go ahead and just answer your questions during the voice. So, Kevin, you can unmute, and if you guys have questions, just go ahead and list it below. We'll answer them. With voice, but just make sure that it relates to whatever I just taught, because regular AMAs we just did in the beginning. So you have any anything related to BMs, Facebook, whatever? It could be mindset. It could be questions about how things might work that you think are myths. Anything like that. Literally theoreticals as well. Or even things that we've experienced. Any questions about BMs, Facebook ad accounts? I just wanted to have this training today, like I said, because this week has been really bad for Facebook, including for myself as well. Let's see. Diversity said, how can we get good BMs that don't get banned or have a lower chance of getting banned? So like I said before, it's literally completely random. If you already set up everything correctly with the proxies and like profiles and everything like that, you're getting your BM banned just based off of luck, literally. So because even with the BM ban wave that happened this week, a lot of Prime members got their BMs banned, but also a lot of Prime members got their BMs reinstated. And was there anything different that other Prime members did that the other ones didn't? No, everyone just pressed request review, and half of them got it back and half of them didn't. So there's not really like anything else you can do when it comes to like BMs and stuff like that. And also with this is that this doesn't always happen. Like there are going to be like months of the year where there's no BM bans at all, and they might move on to pages, and pages might start getting banned. Or there might be parts of the year that nothing ever gets banned. So as of right now, we're just in a BM banning phase, and that's just like Facebook itself. Kyle asked, can the Facebook Insider increase daily spend limit? The one that I personally do have, he only does BMs buys. I'm sure he can, but obviously there's logs in Facebook as well, so him just increasing your spend limit for no reason is going to be a red flag. CJ 2 says, if the BM gets banned, what do you do? So if your BM gets banned, number one, you should request a review. Reviews are pretty fast. I would say between 1 or 2 days. Nowadays it's rarely past 1 day. But if your BM gets permanently restricted after that, the only thing you can do is either create another one and farm that up yourself, or you can go ahead and buy a business manager from the supplier I have on the screen, Cupid Snow. That's like literally the only other ways. But when it comes to creating yourself, what I've seen people do right now is that while they're working on like the BM from Cupid Snow, they are also farming up their own BMs on the side. Like they create their own BMs and they're just spending $50 a day on the product and they keep hitting that $50. Like I said, the last time someone got an increase was 3 weeks in a row. But some people do get lucky and get it lifted within a week. Some people get lifted within 2 weeks, and some people get really unlucky. 2 months spending $50 every single day, it still doesn't get lifted. So currently at the current time, that's the only thing you can do is buy a new BM or create one yourself.
I think what I'm gonna start testing today is the $50 verified BM, and then I'm gonna make a BM myself, and I'm gonna see like which one increases faster.
Yeah, that's something we're gonna keep trying our own methods as well. That obviously we're not gonna release until we finish our own case study and our own like experiments. And then if we have like really good results, or really not good results, but if we have really like results that make sense, then we'll share them with you guys. But at the moment, those are the only two things that we know for sure. GLS said this call was saucy. I appreciate it. Nike says if a page gets randomly banned, but your store/domain ad account is good, do y'all just make a new page and switch it out? Yeah, you just make a new page. Whether or not it could be the same name or not is up to you. Like you could do a completely new name. But you can just make a new page. Like I said, none of these things connect to each other. Data says, whoever wants to give away his winner but got no time to test it can give it to me. It test for you. Evan One says, how often do you do AMAs? So for Prime, we do once a week, every Friday. It depends on whether it's 3 p.m., 8 p.m., or sometimes 5 p.m. You just have to see. I usually post the events by Wednesday. So that's how often we do AMAs. And they're recorded, so if you miss it, you can always look back on it. The shiny object Central mentioned was great earlier. I'm guilty of that, and it definitely leads to regret. Yeah, like I definitely had it, but I just didn't act on it. So during the NFT wave, the crypto wave, I'm like, damn, do I stick to doing Shopify, or do I hop on buying GIFs? And I don't even know what NFT was, but do I hop on that wave? And I'm glad I didn't. So just stick to one thing that you do your due diligence on, that people are making money, whether it be Airbnb arbitrage or anything. Like obviously we suggest Shopify dropshipping because we're doing that, but pick one thing. L says, is it good to link new profiles to a BM? No, it's fine, completely fine, as long as the profile has some activity on it. So what I like to do is that once I log into the new profile, I like to scroll for a little bit. I like to watch some live videos. Not actually watch them, but just click the live video and leave it in the background, and stuff like that. What you don't want to do actually is like, comment, or share. I know people say that, but from my experience, there's one time where I think I was on either a Democratic profile and I shared a Republican post, and then all his friends reported me and they got banned. So, yeah, just don't like, comment, or share. That Noob Saw says, so if I make a new BM, I have to create new profiles with proxies and everything along with the ad accounts. No, you don't have to. So that's like okay. Let me say this again. By the way, guys, you guys can still answer the questions if you want to, but this might answer a lot of your questions. None of these link at all. So you have a profile that's good. Even if the BM got banned on it, you can just buy a new BM and link it to the same profile. Nothing links. I know it's human nature to assume that everything is linked to each other, and Facebook is like detecting like what is what and who is running what. But in Facebook's own system, there is nothing that links to each other. So you can have a banned page, a banned BM, and your profile is fine. You could basically run that profile again using new BMs and new pages. Dark Nui says, is Incognition multi-browser good? Because that's a free plan available. We can add 10 profiles for free. Okay, if you want my opinion and Kevin's opinion, we personally don't like that one at all, just because it never works for us. Even if we log into proxy and we go to YouTube, it gives us like YouTube from like Indonesia or something like that. So it's not good for us. We know people that use it, but if you want like exactly what we use, it's going to be multi-login, and a lot of our members use Go Login. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Go Login has a free plan as well. But we personally do not recommend Incognition at all, even though we have some like higher level individuals in ecom using Incognition. I personally don't use it. Let's see. They restricted my credit card today. What can I do? Also, one ad account. Yeah, there's really nothing you can do at that point. If you only had one ad account, you should have had 5. I guess it's like a learning experience. But I'm not sure what you mean by restricting your credit card. So if they just like if they can't, yeah, I'm not sure. Also, one ad account have. Okay, yeah. So if they did that, then you could just go ahead and use another ad account. That's the point about ad accounts.
So yeah, that's like the most common ban I've seen on ad accounts recently is literally just a payment ban. Like that's really random. You just have to submit your statements.
That one there's no fix for, as in terms of like lowering your chances. It's just Facebook being dumb.
That's just like I think like the one way to do it is like you have to. So for the ad account country, just put the country that you're from, or I mean where the card is from.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
Let's see. Do you need a second profile connected to request review? You don't need a second profile connected to request review, but like I said, you should have multiple profiles in the BM, and I think Cubist knows is giving out templates for ID confirmations. So if you have 4 profiles in BM, you can try 4 different times. Not 4 different reviews. Sorry. If your first profile gets ID confirmation denied, you can do the second one, third one, fourth one. Let's see. Data says the biggest question: have you ever tested whether reviews have an effect on conversion rate? Yeah, I mean it probably does. So just do it. There's a reason why everyone has it on their website. Kyle Suda says, can the same card be used multiple BMs at the same time? Yeah. In our experience, it doesn't really matter. But also in our experience, if you have a way to get virtual credit cards or employee credit cards and it doesn't take that much time, you might as well like troubleshoot one less thing by just using those credit cards. So, but if you're stuck with one credit card, then that's the only thing you can do. Let's see. I'm really struggling to find products with a rising chart, 1 to 5K a day. Most of them are almost no sales or some 100K a day. Yeah, there's nothing. You just got to get better with product research. I believe we have more resources down below, like in the sections, the courses for product research. There's also a live training that I did. So if you can find that in live recordings, I think it's called just live training product research, something like that as well. Do I have to buy the whole setup if my BM gets banned? No. So back to what I said, if your BM gets banned, your profiles are still good. So you can just buy another BM, most likely. So Nike said, have y'all strongest BMs been the ones you created and slowly scaled $50 unlimited, or was it bought BMs? So since we are veterans in the space, we have a lot of BMs from the past that we created ourselves from like really, really long time ago. And those are going to have the highest trust factors. Like I said before, Facebook has their own score in their own admin page. Like it's like high, medium, and low. And obviously those BMs are going to be the highest trust factor because they're very old. They have a lot of spend on it. But we also have BMs that have been bought from a long time ago as well. So the best, I would say the best deterrent from bans for BMs is literally how much you use them and how long they've been alive, and that usually raises your trust factor in the back end. But
so for me, I have a mixture of both. I think right now 5 of my unlimiteds, I think like 3 or 4 of them were purchased and 1 or 2 of them were farmed.
But 3 or 4 of them were purchased, but then there's also like 10 plus BMs that were banned because of the purchased ones. So
yeah, the purchased ones were. Yeah,
so
I had to go through a few to get some of them stick.
Yeah. Let's see. Dynamo kills. Should I test every new product with a new ad account? You can either test with a new ad account or you can use the previous one if you're not running if you're not running a product anymore. So if you're not actively running a product, you can just test the product in the same ad account. Neo says I hopped in that wave. I'm guessing he's talking about NFTs. I'd say stick to whatever wave works. Yeah. GLS says, do you set up the proxy and multi-login the same as Go login? What's the difference between the two? The difference between the two is number one, the price. One's 100 and one's 24. The second difference, there's not really that much of a difference. The only thing I can think of is that multi-login has something called Cookie Robot, where instead of scrolling 10 minutes by yourself, you literally just tell multi-login which 10 websites you want to choose, and it will do it by itself. And the other difference is there's something called like multi-login. There's more features on multi-login, but you necessarily don't really need them. There's another one called like type as human, where instead of logging my profiles, like by the way, when you log in your profiles, you never ever want to copy and paste. Like Facebook is gonna detect that as really bad. Also, when it comes to adding your credit cards, you don't want to copy and paste. You want to type it out. So yeah, like the difference is that multi-login has a feature where you can copy something from like your desktop, but once you paste it, it pastes as a human person typing it. So it types like 30 words per minute or something like that. It'll type it out for you instead of pasting the whole thing. Those are the only two differences. And the obvious difference is that we use multi-login ourselves, and Go login is entirely different software with different algorithms and different technology. So if you really, really, really want to troubleshoot every single problem, you have to use multi-login because that's what we use. What agency do you buy an ad account from? We don't use an agency. We use a supplier. She's right here, Cubis Node number 5310. You can add her on Discord, and she will probably sell you something. But I think she's already. I don't know. I don't want to say she's out of stock because the last time I checked, she was out of stock. But just hit her up yourself to see, a way for you to buy something because she's out of stock a lot of times. Diversity said, do you guys ever get worried that dropshipping will somehow go away and there's no way for it to be a profitable business model? No, because when we started, everyone said dropshipping is dead. If you really think about it, the business of dropshipping is just business. You're buying something lower and you're selling it for higher. If you walk into Rite Aid, if you walk into CVS, if you walk into Walmart, they're doing the exact same things. They're buying it for cheaper and they're selling it for higher. The only thing is, dropshipping changes every single year. So if you're not able to adapt, then that's kind of all based off of you. So dropshipping this year is different from last year. Dropshipping last year was different from the year before it. There's always new strategies, new models. Like the business manager thing, by the way, before there was no such thing as $50 limits. Like it used to be, if you create a business manager like 2 years ago, you can spend unlimited if you want to. You can spend $2,000 on ads the next day if you really wanted to. But yeah, there's always changing. It's just like keeping up to date with the most recent information and adapting with it. Dropshipping is not going away for anytime soon or in the near future. Dan says, what do we do if we get a page banned? So when the page gets banned, I personally just create a new one and run ads in a new one. So there's not really much to it when it comes to that. When is this AMA coming out? Right after we end it. So right after we end it, it's going to be posted in the live recording section. Let's see. Toshami said, in this Facebook overview on your stream, invite backup means that you sent the invite link to other profiles but don't accept it. No. So you want to accept it. So those profiles are already in the BM. They are just there so that if your profile number 1 and number 2 gets banned, you have profiles that can send invite links. So that's actually how it used to work back then. So I believe a few months ago, you can have like 5 invite links being sent out. And if your profile gets banned, you can still accept the invite links that haven't been used yet. But nowadays, if your profile gets banned, all the invite links sent from that profile will also get disabled. So what you want to do is have your profiles in there first. You always want to accept your invite links as soon as possible. Next question comes from Counts. He says, hey, I already asked about that in the normal chat, but my Facebook account got hacked and I haven't been able to get access back. Locked my credit card. What happened now? Will the account end up getting banned? How is it with legal? Do I have to do something else? Do you do when it happened? There's nothing much you can do, man. Just buy a new profile. Like I said before, make sure you don't only just lock your credit card. Like literally, like make sure you replace it, because you can lock it, and then if you unlock in the future, just spend like $5 on like candy or whatever. It's gonna go. Facebook is gonna go ahead and charge you once it's unlocked. So you want to make sure that credit card is gone. Like replace it. And there's nothing much you can do at this point. Just have a new profile, friends or family, or buy a new one, and never use that credit card ever again. There's literally nothing you can do, and don't be too worried about it. In my opinion. Dexter says, how do you target audience of your products? How to find best audience of the product? So most of the products we run, there's going to be niche products anyways. So your audience should be like, I would say pretty like close to whatever your product is. If you're selling a golf product, target Tiger Woods, target golf, target, stuff related to golf. If your product is really broad and there's not really an audience for it, you can try testing broader audiences like Netflix and stuff like that. Or you can just go broad, to be honest, if you have a really, really broad product that anyone can use. But yeah, I know when people are selling the Galaxy projector, they were targeting stuff like Netflix. They were targeting they're targeting stuff like, just broad stuff like Ellen DeGeneres or whatever. So, yeah. Do you share your pixel from another BM to your main BM? I personally don't, but I don't know, Kevin, do you share your pixels over?
Yeah, I do. And no bans.
Yeah, Facebook literally allows you to do it, so I don't know.
They literally give you the option to, so I don't see why not.
Yeah. In your own experiences, what are the odds you get your BM back after getting banned? I would say it's like 50-50. I don't know the actual statistics, but sometimes it gets banned and sometimes it doesn't, so I would just say it was like 50-50. Okay, maybe more towards the banned side than it coming back, so maybe 70 or 60, but yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that. It's just up to luck in Facebook, I guess. Does new pages and old pages really matter in CPM click about data? No. New pages and old pages, I would say, are the same exact thing when it comes to performance. How can we know if the BM's trust limit? So if you're talking about spending limit, you would launch a CBO and put it at like $200. or $1,000 or whatever is the see to spend limit. If you're talking about the trust limit, there's no such thing that you can see on your end. It's on Facebook's back end. So unless you have an insider to check your own ad account, which my insider does it, but he's not going to charge for it. So directly you can't get it. But I just sometimes ask him how my BMs look like, and he'll tell me the trust level of it. But there's nothing you can focus on for that. From what I've seen, older ones and ones that have a lot of spend on it are going to be the higher trust factors, and the ones that are lower are obviously new ones with not that much spend. Go login charges $49 if you choose monthly and $29 if you choose annual billing. Oh, all right. So I guess it's not that much of a difference between Go login and multi login price then. It's either $49 or $99. Expeditious Llama asks, if Qubit is out of stock, who else do you use? What's your average CPM for your accounts? Usually if Qubit's out of stock, I look for other suppliers, but like from my experience, other suppliers are number one are either horrible when it comes to response times, or number two also don't have stock. So I can't really recommend anybody else right now. If I do, I'll obviously put it out, but most of the time I don't really need Qubit anyways because I do have a lot of other BMs and profiles stacked from back then. But yeah. But all right, so this AMA has been 45 minutes. I think we spent around an hour, 30 to 2 hours today. Unfortunately, we can't answer every single question out right now, but thank you guys so much for joining this AMA/live training. We're gonna have a bunch of updates out tonight. So a scaling PDF for video. We're also gonna have Prime version 2. So you're gonna see some changes with the channels. We're adding new channels, removing some channels, and I'll have a video out with a change log as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you guys so much for being in Prime. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Oh, thank you, Peter. Thank you, Egio. Thank you, Lucky. Thank you, Enzia. Thank you, GLS. Thank you, Blah Blah Sheep. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Lucky. Thank you, Turn Yourself. Thank you, Rainbow. Thank you, World. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time, the next AMA, which should be next Friday. And I'll see you guys in Prime version 2 tonight. So, yep, that's it. Peace out, guys.
All right, see ya. Thanks for joining.